Hello friends, thanks so much for joining me here in Non-Toxic Home. I am out here in the dappled shade under the canopy of our forest, and so I thought I would answer some questions. I apologize, it's taking me longer than it used to respond to questions that are submitted. I think moving forward this is probably what I'm going to do, aside from requests for consultations, because it's getting unwieldy for me. So let's get started. Smoke detectors. What about non-toxic smoke detectors? Well, so they're pretty much all made of plastic as far as I know. And so if you are chemically sensitive, then you're going to want to let it outgas outside if possible, like in a garage, in a shed. I outgas a lot of stuff under our house, things like that. Photoelectric detector, that's what you want. I don't have a specific brand to recommend. Here in the United States, typically for a building code to be met, they have to be hardwired and battery backup. We had to do that for our house. Well, actually, I knew that was code, so that's what we did. I'm not a big fan of building inspectors. Generally, I know a lot more than they do about building code, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, so there's that. Anyways. But you probably are going to have to buy a hardwired one with battery backup. That's the fact. But be sure that it's a photoelectric one, because they are not all the same. And since they are electronics, they can be remotely caused to go off via microwave frequencies or other electronic EMF pulses. Carpet. I have never reviewed Mohawk's Air O carpet. I did look into it a little bit in response to this email that we got asking about this carpet. If you saw someone reviewing it, it was not me, because I didn't even know that it existed before. So it's definitely not me. Generally, I recommend against carpet. For one reason, if you search our website for vacuums, there are no vacuums that are latex safe. They all have natural rubber latex in them. And yes, I have received emails from people who have received emails from companies or called companies that have declared them to their products to be free of natural rubber latex. And I have contacted said companies and I have gotten different information. Many items are marketed as latex-free outside the realm of medical products. Okay, I'm talking about products that are not medical products. They're not regulated by the FDA. But there's, for example, a company that I'm not going to name that's in Europe. It's used by royalty, and they make mattresses, and they declare themselves to be latex-free. But if you dig deeper, you'll find that they use glues, and the glues contain natural rubber latex. What they're talking about with latex, which is problematic for those of us with a latex allergy and those of us who are chemical sensitivities, is that latex is not a regulated word. In other words, when someone says something's latex free, unless it is a medical product that's regulated by the FDA, that doesn't actually necessarily mean what we think it means. Latex, the word itself has a number of different meanings. It can be natural rubber latex, and generally if you have a latex allergy, that's what you're talking about. But people use it to describe the sap itself. For example, dandelions have a latex, lettuce has a latex, including wild lettuce and domesticated lettuce. They both, if you cut their stem, then they will exude a latex. And so those are latexes. And then there's also synthetic latex, like nitrile, butyl rubber, blanking out on silicone. Those are also types of latex. So when a company says that something is latex free, unless it's regulated by the FDA, you don't really know what they're talking about unless you ask. So there's that. But this product, Mohawk's Air O carpet, I literally spent maybe 2 minutes looking at it. So take this with a grain of salt. It claims to be VOC free. Any company that claims anything to be VOC free sends up red flags for me, quite frankly. And the reason for this is that the regulating bodies, the certifying companies, are trade organizations that certify things to be VOC free or low VOC. I discuss this a lot more in my article on paint. If you go to our website and search for paint, then you'll find a lot more of a discussion, a deeper discussion on this. If something is declared to be VOC free, then that's very concerning for me, because they don't test for all VOCs that are in existence. That would be very expensive to test for every single VOC that is known to man. And quite frankly, most likely there are some that aren't even known to man. So that sends up a bit of a red flag for me. If it sounds to be too good to be true, typically it generally is. I apologize, I'm stumbling over my words a bit this morning. There were actually 2 launches this weekend. Yay! Yay, SpaceX! I love Elon Musk so much. All hail Elon. He's my favorite dude in the entire world. Oh, God bless them. It's kind of been hitting me a bit this weekend. So again, I apologize that I'm stumbling over my words a bit. It's driving me bonkers. It is what it is, though. So typically, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But this is allegedly all polyester, and most people tolerate polyester pretty well. I've never known polyester to be incorporated in natural rubber latex. It doesn't mean that it's never happened. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means that I've never known it to be the case. So this could indeed be a latex-safe product, which is very true, or very, very rare when it comes to carpet. But again, there aren't any latex-free vacuums, so you're going to be spewing latex all over the place via the vacuum if you get latex-free carpet. If it is indeed 100% polyester as declared, a lot of companies that declare their products to be 100% whatever, I contact them and say, hey, you know, this is pretty serious for me. I need to be 100% certain that this is 100% whatever. And they usually come back and say, well, you probably shouldn't buy our product then. Our product probably isn't for you. And so either it is 100% or it isn't. Which is it? It can't be both. I'm not concerned about cross-contamination typically, because most things you can wash off or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, installation of this product does require double-sided tape. Double-sided tape, I have never identified a latex-safe double-sided tape. So that could be problematic for you. Most people do okay with polyester who are chemically sensitive, and most people do okay with polyester who have latex allergies as well. We have some shower curtains that are polyester, and we're fine with them. A lot of people are. If you go to our website and search for shower curtains, then you'll find about that. They're very reasonably priced. You know, you can get the shower curtains from Ashwaganhda, which I believe I linked to in the article as well. I'm sure they're super awesome, but they're also super expensive. Yeah, it's just way too much for a shower curtain for me. So that's what I think about that carpet. Again, I looked at it maybe 2 minutes. I haven't contacted the company. If you search our website for how I ask about latex content, then you'll find how I asked. Of course, we do consultations as well, but it could be fine. I don't know. But typically, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. But some people don't tolerate polyester because polyester is not VOC free. I don't know why anybody would say it's VOC free, because polyester is not VOC free. It's very minimal in VOCs, but it's not VOC free. So I don't know. Anyways, we also got an email about an article on a farmer's market and climate change. No, I will not link to that article from my critical food source video or article. No. I have an article on Wikipedia, which I will link to below. Not going to link to propaganda, sorry. And the article doesn't add anything beneficial to my article. If you are concerned about the food supply, the climate change, and I mean, which, you know, the climate is changing. I mean, right now, it shouldn't be the temperature that it is out here right now. Got the sun coming down at me right now. But if if you think that falsified data that is literally made up and admitted to be made up by scientists, and the actual data that is indeed collected, and it's then just basically processed to smithereens to say something which is fallacious, if you think that is actual science, then I'm sorry, this is not the right spot for you. Non-toxic home isn't for you. If you think that manipulated data and falsified data constitute science, I got nothing for you. I'm sorry. So, no, not going to link to that article. Shampoo! I have an article on shampoo. I actually use bar soap. I make my own bar soap. What I use... Soap is not actually that scary to make. I mean, you gotta be careful, but it's not that scary to make. There's a lot of people who freak you out about the lye and everything. And yeah, you gotta be careful, but it's not that hard to make. It's not that difficult to make. As long as you use a website like Soap Calc. It's literally soap, CALC.com. It takes a little bit of figuring out how to do it. But I've got also an article on soap, which I'll link to below. I do recommend Canary Whiskers, and I don't get any money from them or anything. But I do buy the Canary Whiskers soap. My husband uses that for his hair, and he uses Canary Whiskers. We both use Canary Whiskers soap for our bodies and for our dishes. But I do make my own soap that has castor oil and this one particular type of coconut oil in it that is steam distilled or steam processed or something like that. I'll link to that coconut oil below because I'm allergic to coconut except for that coconut oil. And so I use that for my hair personally. I only wash my hair a few times a week or so. And I've been out, you know, doing things this morning with animals, so my hair reflects that. All right, but shampoo, yeah, if your scalp is itchy from the shampoo, then stop using the shampoo. There are other options that I discuss in that, and you don't have to go straight to bar soap. There are some other options as far as shampoo goes. Most shampoo is toxic, so it's no surprise that, you know, we're getting emails about people who are reacting to shampoo. I'm sorry. I lost all personal care products in 2012 for a while. Like, I couldn't buy anything from anywhere except for baking soda. And I think that's all. I mean, I used olive oil. I think that's all. I used olive oil and baking soda for everything. And my hair was really long. It was down to my waist. And my dear husband actually cut it off for me. He shaved it off. We've got a video up on that. If you look for, I don't know. It was one of the first videos that I posted. It's on Odyssey and YouTube, but not anywhere else. Ashwaganhda, I got a question about ashwagandha. And I actually did, no wait, that's not it. Hold on. Where's it at? Alright, well. Ashwagandha. Okay, no, this is it. Alright, so on a journey to find solutions for EMF sensitivities. I watched the video on the ashwagandha, and one thing I'm wondering is, can children take it? Do you have any other suggestions for EMF sensitivities? I actually did reply to this email personally. And what I said was that I can't give medical information or advice. Always consult your doctor about everything. Everything that I say is not FDA approved because the FDA would, if I was a doctor, the FDA would, you know, go after me. Alright, so I can't give medical information, but if I had children, I'd totally give them ashwagandha. If they're over age 3, you know, there's definitely some questions about giving a lot of kids under 3 a lot of different things. I haven't looked specifically about ashwagandha in children, but like I said, if we had kids, I'd totally try it with kids. That's just us. There are a lot of things that can be tried for EHS, which is electromagnetic hypersensitivity syndrome. A lot of things on our YouTube/Odyssey channel. If you go to our YouTube channel, which if it's even still up at this time, there's a category for EMFs, and if you go through there, I've got some videos from like 2 years ago that discuss a lot of things that I was trying then for EMFs. Alright, that might help with those issues. Besides, of course, avoidance and reducing exposure. That's number one. Number one is avoidance and reducing exposure to EMFs. If you want to get started on that, then I will link to an article below, like 5 free ways to reduce your EMF exposure at night. So it's a start. It's a start. All right. Besides that, we do use the microwave sickness remedy ourselves. My husband and I both very much need it, and we also need the ashwagandha our bodies do these days. Those two things are probably our most effective tools right now in regards to microwave sickness or whatever. Also, you can search for microwave sickness on our website. I do have some of the other things that I'm sure I'll forget to mention in this video, and that I probably just have forgotten that we even do because we've been doing those things for so long. But there are some other herbs that we've tried, don't really have benefit, it seems. So I don't know if I'll ever share about those or not. If I'm going to be exposed to radio frequencies, like for example, if REMC, which is our electric co-op, if they are doing work, like if I know they're going to be doing work along the road, up front, which, you know, our house is literally in the middle of 6 acres, so it's a decent distance up there. But even so, I'm still going to be exposed to radio frequencies. Then I'll take lion's mane mushroom. I need to do a video on lion's mane sometimes. Lion's mane is a bit of a tricky one to get your hands on that is latex safe, because most of it comes from China. And also you come up with a problem of sourcing mushrooms from China. A lot of times those are heavy in metals. You don't want to take things that are heavy in metals. So yeah, I'll try to do a lion's mane video soon-ish if possible. I also take lion's mane if I have heart issues specifically. If I've been exposed, like if my husband realizes that his phone, which he doesn't use his cell phone very much, but you know, he needs it when he goes off the property. And if, for example, he realizes that it was turned on, or he didn't put it, like he turned it off, but he didn't put it back in the Faraday bag, which we've got a video on that. I'll link to it below. Basically, you can make your own Faraday box for just about anything, just with cardboard and aluminum foil and Reflectix tape. And yeah, sure, you can buy the bags. Sure, less EMF I link to in a lot of our videos, underneath our videos, because they are a good company. But you can save, I mean, if you're broke, you can save a lot of money on that. We don't use any EMF bags or anything. I just make my own. It works. So that's what we do. We use what works. All right. Dave also takes lion's mane daily as well. I wear the shungite necklace all the time except for when I'm bathing. And I've replaced the yarn stuff on it over and over and over and over. Just make sure it doesn't have metal on it. And make sure it doesn't have metal. I do have a shungite pyramid, and it does absolutely nothing for me. So, you know. Some people seem to find benefit from shungite pyramids. I don't at all. Need to get rid of it. Lastly, we support detox a lot. We mostly follow the root cause protocol, also referred to as the magnesium protocol, because your cells, everybody's deficient in magnesium really. And you also want to address the cofactors as well. You can do a lot of that without spending huge amounts of money, because if you follow the root cause protocol using the products that are recommended in it specifically, then you're going to be shelling out a lot of money every month for that, and we don't on that. All right. And I'm sure there are other things that I've forgotten. And you know, and there are some things that helped me for a time and then they didn't help me anymore. Like, for example, I've got an old video up from I think a couple years ago of aerosolized hydrogen peroxide, basically breathing in hydrogen peroxide, and that did help me for a time as far as my breathing goes in regards to the stupid SpaceX launches. it stopped helping me, and so I stopped using it. And I've tried it, you know, again a few times, and it didn't help me, so I don't use it anymore. But these things, you know, should at least give you guys a starting point in regards to EHS and dealing with these sorts of things. Like I said, ashwagandha is huge for us. We both take it every single day, and it's absolutely necessary for us. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I apologize again that it takes me a while these days to respond to questions and emails and such. We've got a lot going on, and we've got a lot up against us as well, so as everyone does these days. So all right, stay non-toxic, say no to the toxic snake bite, and in the meantime, just get outside. Try to get outside in nature before it gets too cold to do so, and, you know, do a little grounding like I am right now. Thanks so much for being here. Have a most beautiful and blessed day. Non-toxic out.